In this video, I just want to go over all the things that we've developed in the functions section for using these tables to represent bijections, not bijunctions, conjunction, function. Nope, just bijections. Just bijections. Sorry about that. All right. Sorry to make you sit through my singing. You're like, yeah, buddy, don't quit your day job. Okay, I won't. All right. So here's a table. So let's start with this first table at the very top here. This is a table that doesn't even represent a function. All right. So notice that here, right, there are repeated values. Right, the c is repeated. Right, so remember, it's only a function if all these are different or all these are unique in the input column, in the first column. So they must all be different. So write that, not all different. If they're not all different, then it may not even be a function. In fact, well, all right. So let's see. Let's see why that is. All right. So what do you remember from previous classes about when is something a function or not? Right. If you did it in calculus or in previous classes, algebra class, right? When was something not a function? Right. When it didn't pass the vertical line test. That's right. Okay. So let's see here. Let's say A, B, C, E. And let's see, alpha, beta, capital gamma, lambda, rho. Okay, A goes to alpha, that's that point. B goes to beta, that's that point. C goes to capital delta, the triangle, and C also goes to lambda, E goes to rho. So you can see here it doesn't pass the vertical line test, right? So it's not a function. Another way to look at this is, let's see, we have A, B, C, E. Let's see, A goes to alpha, B goes to beta. Okay, this relationship right here where we have something like this. This is what you might call the generalized vertical line test. This does not pass the vertical line test. So this is not a function. Okay, so now onto, right? When is something not onto? Right, so we've noticed from our, now of course remember everything has to be different, and you'll see in all of these are all different now. And of course, you can have repeated D&Es, and that's still okay. All right, but this one's not onto, right? This is not onto because of what we see right there, the D&E. There's no input that goes to lambda. Oh, and let me just mention that I just chose these Greek symbols here in the output columns just because they're symbols. They don't mean anything. I just know what's meaning attached to them for this class. Okay. All right, so what does this look like? Let's see. A, B, C, and E. And over here, we've got alpha, beta, delta, lambda, rho. Okay, A goes to alpha, B goes to beta, C goes to delta, E goes to rho. All right, so let me move things around just a little bit so I can make a nice picture. Okay, we'll put rho there, like that. Okay, remember this is the target, and this is the domain. Not everything in the target gets hit, right? We can see that not everything in the target gets hit. Or another way of looking at that, I'll draw the range in red. The range is in red. So you can see here that the range is a subset, a proper subset of the target in this case. The range is always a subset of the target. Sometimes the range is the entire target. If the range is the entire target, it's onto. If we have such a situation like this where the range is a proper subset of the target, then we're not onto. Onto is when the range is equal to the entire target. We can see that from our function tables when we have a D and E like this. All right, let's move on to one-to-one. Okay, one-to-one. This is not one-to-one. Let me draw that situation. Here we have A going to alpha, B going to beta, C going to beta, D going to lambda, E going to rho. All right, so we have two inputs that go to the same output. This is not one-to-one. Remember, the general situation is something like this. Okay. All right, this is similar to the horizontal line test. If we were to draw A, B, C, D, and E, alpha, okay, and add in the dots now. Let's see, A goes to alpha, B goes to beta, oops, mistake there. B goes to beta, C goes to beta, D goes to lambda, and E goes to rho. So you can see there that it doesn't pass the horizontal line test. Right, so this is basically the horizontal line test. Okay, so that's not one-to-one. Right, what do we see? So what's the point here? In this final column, in this last column, not everything is different. All right, so now we get down to a bijection. This is a bijection. Okay, so the things you got to look for in the table to tell a bijection, everything over here is different. All different. Okay, that's function. All different says it's a function. Okay, no D and E's. That says it's onto. All these over here different. That says it's one-to-one. Okay, so this right here, this was function. This was onto. And this was one-to-one.